And that's the point I was trying to make. We have to look at the larger society. We have to look at the values. We have to look at the norms. We have to look at the patterns of behaviors. And those patterns exist.
But what do we do about it?
If you'll excuse me, I want to go back to Lisa, because, go ahead, Lisa, your point, and then I have a question.
We can't deny the fact that we as blacks perpetuate it within our community. One thing I had mentioned to Mickey was in the last 5 years, I've noticed that more of the covers of Essence magazine have been lighter-skinned women. She disagrees with me.
Indeed. It's interesting because I hear from lighter-skinned women that all you portray are dark-skinned women with natural hair and full noses or full lips. I hear the exact opposite. How could both be true? And certainly at Essence, we have an important duty, a purposeful duty, to mirror everyone. And that's a tremendous job.
I also heard an interesting rumor that covers with lighter-skinned women tend to sell better.
No, in fact, they don't.
And that was one of the reasons why they don't.
And a few years ago, we ran a cover of a very fair-skinned woman with gray eyes, and there was outrageous complaints, letters, saying that, yes, but also there was a time period in the history of Essence where covers of dark women did not sell. Tell me why, Essence readers. For a period of about 5 years, dark-skinned women on the cover, those covers did not sell.
What years were those?
1975 to about 1980.
Yeah, but one of the top models at that point was Naomi Sims, who was a very dark-skinned model.
Yes.
She was quite the exception at that point.
But understand here again, the point that I am making is this. Let me take you one more time back to my analogy about the multiracial ads. Why is it when white people model white people, it is the whitest person? Why is it when Chinese model a Chinese person, it's the Chinesiest person? Why is it when black people model so-called black people, it's either the lightest or somebody in the middle? Why don't we model not the average black person, but what we as a people believe to be the epitome, the essence of blackness? I don't think your responsibility in terms of your magazine is to model the full spectrum of black people, the same way you don't find the full spectrum of white people in Vogue or Mademoiselle.
Right.
It's a question to create the model, what we aspire to, where we think we are going as a race of people. And so long as that aspiration represents a model of a person who is predominantly white with a little bit of black blood in it, we will continue as children to question our blackness, as adults to despise our blackness.
All right, let me get back into the audience for a second, because everybody seems to have a question here. Hi, stand up.
Hi.
I don't know what you are. Because you are whatever you want to be, as far as I'm concerned.
You're all right, whatever you are.
Right, exactly.
Maybe better than all right.
What's your question?
Well, I just want to say that no matter what color it is, it's what sells. You said that when you're black, it didn't sell in that period of time. Well, with models, I mean, it's what you look for, the features, the face, what you want to try to sell. It doesn't matter what color you are, but if the people aren't buying it, I mean...
Yeah, but there's an implicit here is the question. But there's something implicit here, and that's the question that Essence magazine, the magazine for black women, has a social responsibility to address this question, or does it not have? I mean, Spike Lee addressed this question. Have you ever really addressed this question?
Yes, we have. Several times. Brilliant writers such as Alice Walker, Bonnie Allen, Alexis DeVoe have addressed the subject of color for years, over and over again.
I have another question. Is the essence of what we're talking about here women? We really are just basically talking about women's hair today and women's skin tone.
No, it's
right.
both.
It goes both ways, but we're just focusing on women.
And I think a small credit should be made in that she is here from Essence to openly discuss this.
Yeah.
That is a credit on her part. If you were to look at the majority of our so-called black magazines, there is no one on the face of the earth who has been more guilty historically in denigrating the blackness of black people than the Ebonies, than the Jets, than the long list of so-called black publications.
Sir?
They will not address the question.
We'll give you the senior status here in the audience today. What do you have to say?
I perhaps will not be speaking directly to your question, because my experience has not been black against black, but white against black. And while I have had fairly good success in the business world, I find that when any black person aspires to reach the top, everybody converges on you and tries to stop your progress. And that's what's wrong.
From the white community.
From the white community. They want to have a token, but they don't want you to go so high.
All right.
And even in the federal government,
Especially
there has always existed that prejudice, and it's still there.
All right, I'm going to take a break, come back, and get as many hands in the next segment as possible, including a redhead over there. We'll be back right after this. I want to say, to the credit of our audience, it's been a long time since we've done a show where virtually everybody wants to say something. I think that something's coming out here, and that's good. And what do you want to say?
I'd like to say I'm from a family of 7 children, and even though there was love and unity always projected inside the family, there was one sister that was darker than anyone else in the sibling, and she resented that from birth. And as someone was saying there, it was obviously inherent. She hated me so much, being the oldest and lighter than her, until she actually gave me a black eye one day, for no other reason than that.
Got the point, and that underscores what we're talking about. Hi, yeah.
Yes, I'd like to say that my father is light-skinned, my mother is dark-skinned. My brother is light-skinned with green eyes, and here I am. There is, thank God, no problems in our family as far as a prejudice. If we got in trouble, we got in trouble. Okay. There were no prejudices on either side of the family.
So, but did you see that sort of thing around you? In other words, your particular example of a family is not the whole world. Did you see that sort of thing around you?
I just feel that I'm blessed.
Wait a minute. You're not blessed with a microphone, I'll tell you that. Stand back up.
I know that that is a problem in the society, but I'm just saying with my family that there was not a problem, and I thank God that there is
point. Right. All right, let me jump back over here. Hi, you had a question. Yeah. Here's one of those home run type questions. Right? The ball comes in. It slides up to the guest. The guest swings the bat and says...
We've not heard much from the white members of the audience. I'd like to know, why do white people get suntans?
Host takes microphone and goes over to... Who would like to answer that? Now, you're not a white person. Who wants to say why white people like to get suntans?
I can answer the question. I'm actually...
No, wait a second. I know why I do.
I could be. You understand? I could be.
I look better.
No, I didn't. Let's vote on that, whether he looks better or I look better.
No. When I get a suntan, I think I look better.
No, go ahead. Ask somebody who's...
Right. Now, here's my redhead. Oh, yeah. Hi.
I'm going to a tanning bed right now.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm going to a tanning bed right now to get a suntan in the middle of the winter, just because it makes me look healthier. I get a glow in my cheeks, and I just look darker. I feel that I look healthier and prettier.
No, that's actually...
But I never even thought of that. It never came to my mind to be black or to not be black. I mean, how can you get that?
Well, all right. Let me come over here.
Excuse me, could I say one tiny thing?
Edward, keep it small, because I'm trying to get these folks on.
Okay, go ahead. Let's let her speak.
I just want to say that while we're sitting here talking about that light skin is preferred and more desired, I have a lot of dark-skinned friends who would not trade their skin color for my skin color any day. Yeah. And then I know a lot of light-skinned girls who want to marry very dark-skinned men because they want their children to have some color. Right. And I think that at this day and age, in the late 80s, that while the color of the skin is more accepted in the different range from light skin to dark skin, that the features, the whiter the features, the better the hair, that stereotype is still prevalent. Yeah, but that the color is more accepted, and the light skin is not necessarily better and more desired.
All right, now you had the other point over here? Yeah, wait. I spoke to you early on. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi. My name is Tracy, and I'm a student from Camden High School. Camden High School is an all-black school, and I can remember when I used to live in California, and I used to go to an all-white school, and I was very little, and I was the only black child there. And I remember after taking the swimming class, all the white kids had came up to me and said, "Wow, what's that in your hair? Why is it so curly and all that?" And, you know, I had always felt a little bit different, and then I didn't understand, and I always had I said, "Wow, I wish I had straighter hair or something," because I was the only one that was different. But now, you know, I can accept who I am, and I am very proud to be black.
Well, let me ask you one question about that. All right, it's good to be proud of whatever you are, for sure. But you are extremely light-skinned. Why do you feel that you're a black person when you're as light-skinned as you are?
Because I'm her mother and I call her black.
Let's get that answer.
I'm her mother and I call her black pride. And beauty comes from within. It's not what's on the outside, but the beauty must come from within.
Got it.
And that's what we need more of in the home. Yeah. That's where it begins.